we're hearing a matter of public importance. The member for Maitland is seeking leave. Is leave granted? Yes. Leave is granted. Member for Maitland.
Thank you, Mr Temporary Speaker. I'm very lucky that my mother gave me the ultimate gift of any mother, which is the gift of literacy, by teaching me to read at the age of 3. And I still remember the vivid pictures, both real and imagined, from my childhood favourite books, including The Cherry Family, Dr Seuss, Winnie the Pooh, Peter Rabbit, Jemima Puddle Duck, The Famous Five, The Chronicles of Narnia, Watership Down, so many, The Magic Pudding, Snugglepot and Snugglepie, and some other school readers that she'd kept from her own childhood in South Australia. Instituted by the former Labor Premier Bob Carr in 2001, the Premier's Reading Challenge started with a list of 500 books which went out to all schools with an invitation to children to read as many as they could. Those who met the challenge received a certificate from the Premier, and those who met it for 4 years would receive a gold certificate. I'd like to read from the Premier's answer to a question time in that year of 2001, which sums up why this program was so important. He said, "I am sure the lucky children who today saw the first screening of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone will enjoy every second of it. But there are no green landscapes, questing knights, or marauding monsters more vividly apprehended than those we conjure up by reading unassisted from a book that stirs our hearts and imaginations to thrill and high adventure. No childhood pastime does more to save the soul from poverty, substance abuse, teenage depression, and temptation to petty crime than reading excellent literature." And I say to you today, Mr Temporary Speaker, that quote to me shows a testament of good policy at its heart when it is heartfelt by those who introduce it. I remember as a young mother when this challenge was introduced with a baby and another one on the way, thinking what a fantastic idea this was to build a call to action to young children to read more. And I wanted my children to share my love of reading with me. As someone who loved completing the MS Readathon every year to raise funds for multiple sclerosis, the idea of a challenge that went on every year and was across the whole state made me very keen to get my children into it. Members of this place know that I do not ever hold myself up as an example of good mothering, but the one thing I think that I succeeded in was instilling a love of reading in my own children. They love to read. There is nothing I love more than seeing a young child who is just learning to read, making up the story from memory when they don't know how yet to decipher the words. 100%. It makes me emotional even to think about it now. In 2017, last year, there were 8 million books read in the Premier's Challenge by 291 students from 2,500 schools with 30,000 golden certificates offered. So far, nearly 60 million books have been read by children in this challenge, which I think is the Premier Carr's best legacy. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the member for Maitland. We're hearing the matter